Welcome everyone back to Cycle to the Place here at Abigail California for our Winter Challenge 5 tournament here. I am Sis Coronel and no longer whistling alongside me, and we have round number 4 coming up. We have Abigail Watson, we have Edgar Abundes, and we are going to have an interesting matchup, especially in the backstory of Abigail's team, because the Global Challenge took a toll. And we have Raging Bolt, Indeedee Female, Ditto, Alola Ninetales, White, and the Urshifu Rapid Strike, while Edgar is going to be piloting the Farigiraf, Incineroar, Miraidon, Chi-Yu, Whimsicott, and Iron Tread. So it's going to be Miraidon versus White. It's always really good to see here. You see the variety of Pokemon that come around. But now we get to find out, like, what's the big deal with these with the Kyurem, because, well, Kyurem is a bit of an interesting Pokemon, you know, one of the highest special attack spots in the game. But the best use of it is using Blizzard, because, well, its best ice type attack, Ice Burn, unfortunately is a 2-turn move, and we're not going to see that, unfortunately. We're going to see, however, Edgar lead the Miraidon plus Chi-Yu, Abigail leads the Urshifu Rapid Strike and Kyurem White. And unfortunately, we do also get to see that the Kyurem is slower than both the Chi-Yu and the Miraidon, so it's going to be a lot of work for this Kyurem to work. Because, well, if you're not out of speed, then you're likely to drop to a Draco Meteor, especially with the Beads of Ruin, in play. And for Edgar, you have to wonder about who you got to target this turn, because, well, you're not going to outspeed the Urshifu, that Choice Scarf that it's holding, you know, it's something's going to probably go down, you know, whether it be the Chi-Yu or the Miraidon. I don't think the Miraidon's going to go down, personally speaking, but Chi-Yu definitely would have, and that's why Iron Treads is coming out. With the electric terrain going to go ahead and heighten its speed stat, so it will match the Choice Scarf that Urshifu is holding, and I believe the Terra from Edgar as well. And yeah, it's Terra Fairy Miraidon now from Edgar. And with that Terra Fairy, it will at least be no longer super effective against those ice type attacks. U-turn does go ahead correctly, hits Iron Tread, so it will switch out in favor of that Indeedee Female, so it will override the terrain. And it will also activate the Psychic Seed that it's holding to increase the special defense stat by 1 stage. Miraidon does go ahead and Volt Switch into what was the Urshifu Rapid Strike, but now it's just a Miraidon. And with the switch out from this Miraidon, now it can freely switch into whatever it needs to switch out into. And it'll be interesting to see what switches in, because, well, we don't know exactly what's switching in, because we know there's a Chi-Yu in the back, but instead we just find out it's a Farigiraf in the back. And the Kyurem just launches an Ice Beam onto the Farigiraf. That's a lot of damage, at least half. No freeze to be sight, but that's still great, you know, a great turn from Abby. And I believe in this turn you gotta decide on what to do with the Indeedee, because there is a possibility a Steel Roller comes out from this choice band, Iron Treads, and Steel Roller only works when there's terrain present, and otherwise you just be clicking a Iron Head onto whatever target you desire. And yeah, we do see the Follow Me come up from the Indeedee to make sure the Iron Head does not hit the super effective damage of the Kyurem. It will go down to Earth Power from Kyurem, and Iron Treads faints. Farigiraf does, however, get to use a Hyper Voice, so it will knock out the Indeedee and activate its Throat Spray. So a fairly decent one-on-one trade that I think is more favorable for Abby, because yes, you are going to lose a Terrain War, but I think that just prompts the Miraidon switching in immediately, and that's why the Ditto's going to come out. And yes, it is the Miraidon coming in from Edgar, and Ditto's going to be happy to copy that with Imposter. So the Hadron Engine will override the Psychic Terrain that Abby said, but now you gotta deal with an Imposter Ditto. And the other thing is that, well, this Miraidon is going to be able to speed type Edgar's Miraidon, but here comes an interesting Terra from Abigail's Kyurem. It's Terra Ice on the Kyurem to further increase its damage output and to remove its fairy weakness. And dragon weakness as well. Bergrak does go for Helping Hand, so it's banking on the speed tie win for Edgar's Miraidon, and it does win the speed tie, so a big choice back generation boosted. As Link connects to both Pokemon, Kyurem happily survives it, but Ditto cannot. Here comes a Blink Blizzard from Kyurem. It does double connect to both. It's Terra boosted. It will knock out the Barrier Apple. It will not knock out the Miraidon. It sticks around a little longer, and Chi-Yu will be not happy to know that there's still a Chinese Scarf version of in the back. Yeah, this is like a super safe meeting for Abby to do, where it's just like you go ahead and click a move into Miraidon now that it's no longer resisted to water type attacks from that Surging Strikes. And this Chi-Yu is just sort of left open just for any attack because, well, it could still be faster than the Cure, but it's realistically never going to knock out the Urshifu because, well, the Heat Wave, even though it is Charcoal boosted and Speed's everyone boosted, it won't be able to knock out Urshifu in time, especially because of that Choice Scarf item. You know, if we weren't for it, this Chi-Yu might have had a chance to come back in this game. Okay, never mind. This Urshifu did not get the 2-shot by Heat Wave from this Charcoal Chi-Yu. Kyurem goes down, but I think that's the least of Abby's worries. As another Surging Strike comes out into the Chi-Yu, and it will probably just end the game and give Abby the first game win. Yeah, there it comes out. It's going to need 2 hits, so could be a defensive Chi-Yu, or it could just be the fact that this Chi-Yu, that the Urshifu isn't exactly hyper-offensively trained. Could be either or, though. Either way, Abby wins game number 1. So, I don't necessarily know what Edgar had to do other than maybe go for Steel Roller a turn earlier so that you could maybe get a bit more damage on to Kyurem, but at the end of the day, I don't think any of that mattered, sadly, so it's just like, is there anything that Abby can do, that Edgar can do to get back into the series? Because it could be a really difficult understanding of what can be done. Because I'm trying to look at it here, it's just like Urshifu's running rampant against a lot of the team because you have 3 things that are weak to Surging Strikes. You do have Sunny Day on Whimsicott, but there could just be a little Ninetales waiting for it in the back, so I think Edgar might have to leave Whimsicott and Chi-Yu just go try the Sunny Day strategy. But you could also alternatively just go Miraidon Iron Dreads and try to do as much damage as you can to the Kyurem, because if you could have the Electric Terrain advantage against the Urshifu, that could just be like one of the best ways to maneuver around whatever Edgar throws out, but instead it's just going to be Whimsicott and Miraidon for Edgar, and Indeedee Female plus Urshifu for Abby, and unfortunately for the Miraidon, it will not have terrain in its favor. It will be a Psychic Terrain that gets put up. And now I'm wondering what the Miraidon does here, because I think you can set Tailwind against this Indeedee Female, and ooh, hold on, I just realized something. in the team sheet. That I won't disclose because it shouldn't be public info. Okay, so Urge was switch out for the Kyurem White. I think that's just to make sure you get electric resist against Miraidon, make sure it doesn't volt switch like to get the most damage possible. We do see Terra Fairy come out from Miraidon and increase its damage up against Dazzling Gleam, which I think signifies what Edgar did in this turn, and yet it is just Dazzling Gleam coming out from this Miraidon, which is just Choice Spec boosted. Yeah, it's not doing a whole lot of damage to both. Yeah, got Kyurem close to half. Moonblast comes out into the Indeedee. That +1 special defense really is coming in handy, and unfortunately, though, Trick'em does go up for against Edgar. As now he'll be at a speed disadvantage for the next couple of turns. And the other thing from this Indeedee, it doesn't really mind that special attack drop. It doesn't even have a special attack to use because it will be heal pulsing this Kyurem. We are going to see the Whimsicott switch out now from Edgar to make sure that he can do what he can to survive the next 4 turns of Trick Room. And Chi-Yu is a way to resist Blizzard because fire does resist ice. And here comes the Terrestrialization from Abby, and I believe this will be the Kyurem once again to that ice typing. Yeah, and it will be that ice type. And now this Indeedee does get that heal pulse on to get Kyurem a much healthier HP stat. Let's see what comes out from this Kyurem. It misses a Blizzard somewhere. It missed the Miraidon, but it does hit the Chi-Yu. But for how much damage? Just under half. No okay, nothing is frozen. Here comes another Dazzling Gleam from the Miraidon, which now beats the Ruin Boosted and almost knocks out the Indeedee. But it probably was lazy to use heal pulse again onto the Kyurem. And now we see Edgar switch up the Miraidon just in case this Earth Power or another Blizzard comes out into the Miraidon slot. You know, it's still threatened from that Beads of Ruin that Chi-Yu unfortunately has to set up as now it protects. And I think the Signal's Whimsicott going down this turn as another heal pulse lands onto this Kyurem to heal it back up to full. And Kyurem does go for the Earth Power, not a Blizzard, and he just hits it protected the Chi-Yu. See, the thing about Edgar's position is that although there's 2 turns left of Trick Room, you need to find a way to not only get rid of the Indeedee to make sure you get terrain control, but you also need to find speed control against that Urshifu's Rapid Strike because it's still holding that Choice Scarf, and once you get that Trick Room, that Choice Scarf Urshifu really can't get out of hand. And yeah, I think, Abigail saw that vision, and now it's going to switch out. You need to preserve terrain control. Ooh, Raging Bolt's the last Pokemon from Abigail, so that'd be interesting to see if the Raging Bolt can do much of anything here, and Chi-Yu switches back into Miraidon, so we'll get the terrain back in its favor, so I wonder how long that'll last, because the Indeedee is still in the back. Kyurem wants its Earth Power into the Miraidon, it's not doing a whole lot of damage, and Moonblast goes into the Raging Bolt, which is super effective. It does get it under half, no special attack drop, so Raging Bolt's still in trouble. This comes down to what Kyurem does this turn, because, well, you can just click Thunderclap into the Miraidon pretty comfortably because there's no Farigiraf, at least not yet, that Abby knows about, because all she knows is that there's a Miraidon, Whimsicott, and Chi-Yu. Once again, Miraidon switches out, doesn't like the situation in this position, and here comes Chi-Yu again from Edgar. There could be a Tailwind coming in from this Whimsicott. No Tailwind comes out from the Whimsicott. It's just going to be an Ice Beam into this Whimsicott, which does hang on with its Focus Sash. Does it get the freeze though? It's a 10% chance to get it? No, but a Thunderbolt connects onto the Chi-Yu and knocks it out because of that electric terrain and the Life Orb that it's holding. Moonblast comes out again into the Raging Bolt and does knock it out, so it is another one-on-one trade. Raging Bolt for Chi-Yu. Trick Room does end, and that means Urshifu Rapid Strike does have its moments to shine, unless, of course, Edgar goes for that Tailwind, and in comes Iron Treads again from Edgar, as Urshifu comes in. And so, if you're going for Tailwind this turn, what's your play here? Because you could just go Tailwind Steel Roller into the Kyurem, and it looks pretty safe to do, because again, Kyurem can protect us at Assault Vest. And if you go Steel Roller, you never have to worry about Psychic Range being a nuisance too much, because, well, you do a couple things here with the Siren Shreds. You get rid of terrain, you get Tailwind up, meaning this Urshifu never outspeeds any Pokemon for the next couple of turns, and then this Kyurem just ends up in a very weird spot afterwards. Pork Dragon is going to wear out because of the Psychic Surge being set up, and yet there is Tailwind coming out from this Whimsicott, which will give it a necessary speed boost. Here goes Iron Hit from this Iron Treads. It gets a critical hit, which did not matter at the slightest because of that low HP it had, but it will just go down to that Iron Head. Surging Strikes will go ahead and knock out. Wait, so does it knock out the Iron Treads actually? That looks pretty minuscule for damage output. Okay, never mind. It does get the knockout in 3 hits. Yeah, it needed all 3 of them. And now Edgar is at an advantage that he probably would have loved seeing many turns ago, but now has the biggest opportunity to do so, having Hadron Engine and Electric Terrain up against Kyurem and Urshifu, which neither can outspeed in Tailwind. So I think it's a pretty easy move for Edgar to do. Just click Moonblast plus Dazzling Gleam just to knock out everything that Abby has in store. Because, well, all Abby can do is... Oh, wait, never mind. That's an Electric Drift coming out. That's an Electric Drift coming out. Hold on a minute. Does it even knock out the Kyurem? No, it does not. That's a little surprising to see. I would have thought Urshifu was a bigger threat here. As this Moonblast is also not enough to knock out the Urshifu at all. Surging Strikes connects into the Miraidon. Does it get the knockout? The biggest question to ask here. Oh, I think it will get the knockout. I think it will get the knockout onto the Miraidon. Yes, it will. And that, I think, is unfortunately game over for Edgar. And I think Abby's going to go ahead and click Ice Beam and win game number 2 and the round 4 feature match on stream. As the Miraidon does go down to that stray Surging Strikes. Ice Beam connects. That's it. Abigail Watson wins round number 4 with a 2-0 victory over Edgar Abundes. A little bit of a surprising endgame, to be honest, and that's probably something Abby's going to have to take because, well, she now advances to 3-1, which I believe secures her top cut spot unless things go south, and Edgar now is in bubble territory. He has to win out his final round of bracket, which is going to be 5 rounds of Swiss, 1 more round to go. He needs to win any chance at top cut. But, with that being said, this has been round number 4 here at Sakasota Plays. This has been Jesus Coronel on the mic. We'll be right back after this commercial break.